So, unlike many others, I did not watch Creed 1 or 2 when they were released. Haven't seen them since. And to be fair, I didn't see Rocky 6. I'm a hardcore Rocky fan, and I like Rocky 1 to 5. And I think even 5 was unnecessary, but I thought, like, okay, it's decent. We're done. But yeah, these additions I don't think are needed. But here we are. So, to prepare for Creed 3, I gave Creed 1 a chance. What did I think? Well, it was not as bad as I predicted, but it's definitely not as good as all these glowing reviews say. So, what is occurring? Well, Donnie apparently is trying to become a champion, but Apollo's associates don't want to have anything to do with him, so he seeks out Rocky to become the new underdog hero man protagonist. As you can tell from the sound of my voice. Yeah, okay, whatever. The first hour drags a little bit, but it's decent. Of course, it's going to borrow from the first Rocky film. Perhaps a little bit too much, but it's very respectful. So overall, wasn't too bad. The second half does pick up. It is more well paced, but there are a few issues I had, especially with this plot twist. I think really didn't help and was not necessary. Just very distracting. That was really silly. Just generated phony conflict, and I don't think was resolved well enough for my taste. However, the supporting cast here is very strong. Graham McTavish is fantastic. Felicia Rashad was also pretty good. Tessa Thompson was also good, but they didn't utilize her well in her scenes, so she felt a little bit unnecessary, but I think she did what she could with the screenplay, which is a goddamn mess. And it just clearly is more a fan trying to add their little niche to the Rocky mythology. Ryan clearly likes Rocky too, but it just felt, no pun intended, very Rocky all the way through. The directing is strong, but the screenplay definitely needed a lot of work. I mean, a lot more work. This feels like an unfinished film that needed a lot better editing, and the music choices were strong for the most part, but at the end they got really, really weak, which is really surprising. I'll say this, that the first fight Donnie does was very impressive, but then the final fight was kind of a bit of a disappointment. This is mixed. It is more mixed good than bad. I don't feel they disrespected the character, except in one moment. That I think went a little bit too far. I'm not going to ruin it. It just felt like that really doesn't make sense. And the plot itself is really ridiculous. I mean, this kid is rich, so who cares? Like, who cares what he's concerned with? And this whole thing is also in a bit of a tragic situation because if you know the Rocky films, Sylvester's son was actually a character, but he died. It definitely leaves this whole thing kind of in a weird space. I'm going to give this a 7.25. I do recommend it, but really there's no point. The Rocky films finished with Rocky 5. I think they were finished with Rocky 4, frankly. There's no more need for this. It's a decent film. It's a huge, huge improvement from Black Panther, which I think Ryan really did not do a good job on. But it's far inferior to Wakanda Forever. So there you are. Above average film, but that's about it.